Welcome learners to today's lesson on whole numbers, where we are going to be focusing on practice and application. So let's look at our first question. We are going to calculate the following without using a calculator. Now, you need to remember that when we are working with multiple operations, we are working on either side of the addition or subtraction. So this means here that we are going to focus on that first before we can add that 22. So we have here 22 plus, and you have two choices here. You can either work out what's in the bracket first, say 7 minus 2, or you can use the distributive method that we have learned. So 7 minus 2 is 5. That is going to give us 22 plus 9 multiplied by 5 is 45. And when I add those two, it's going to be 22 plus 45, which is going to give me a 67 as my answer. Let's move on to the next one. So the next one there is 31 plus 3 minus 5 multiplied by 4. So remember, we are going to focus on either sides of the addition or subtraction. So we have a 31, that's fine, and the 3, that's fine. But on this side of the subtraction, we have a 5 multiplied by a 4. So we are going to start with that first. We have here 31 plus 3 minus 20. Then we can work with it, which is going to give us, what is 31 plus 3? That is 34. And when we subtract a 20 from that 34, our final answer is going to be a 14. All right? I hope you got that. Let's move on. So we are still working with multiple operations. Remember, work on either sides of the equal sign. This one here has a bit more of calculations that we need to do, but that is okay. We are going to focus again on that 2 multiplied by 9. Then we have that plus because we are working on either sides of the plus. But on the other side of the plus, we have a 6 divided by, and in brackets, we have a 2 plus 3. So we are going to work on either sides of that addition. This is going to give us what is 2 multiplied by 9? That is an 18. And then we are going to say 6 divided by, and we are going to start with that bracket, 2 plus 1 is 3. So that gives us 18 plus, we still have to do that 6 divided by 3 first, and 6 divided by 3 is 2. And then 18 plus 2 gives us a 20 as our final answer. Let's do the next one. We have 3 multiplied by 12 divided by 9 minus 3. Again, on either sides of the addition and subtraction. So in this case, we have a subtraction here, and on the left-hand side of that subtraction is that long one that we need to calculate first. But we are going to do it step by step. So we have 3 multiplied by 12. What is 3 multiplied by 12? That is 36. We are going to divide that by 9, and we are going to subtract the 3. So what is 36 divided by 9? If you are thinking of 4, then you are absolutely correct. That will give us a 4. Then we are going to subtract the 3, and we know that 4 minus 3 is going to give us an answer of 1. I hope you are getting these calculations correct, because I know you are now good with these calculation techniques. Let's continue and go on to our columns. So do you remember how we calculate with columns? Remember, each number has to be in the correct place value. So as we have 322 plus 171, I'm going to first write them in columns so that we can calculate them correctly. We have 322 and we are adding 171. Can you see how each of the numbers are being written in their correct place value? We have the ones, we have the tens, and we have the hundreds. So let us add these two. 2 ones plus 1 1, that is going to give us 3 ones. Then we have 2 tens plus 7 tens, and that is going to give us 9 tens. Then lastly, we have 3 hundreds plus 100, and that is going to give us 4 hundreds. That gives us a final answer of 493. The next one, we have 32,326 plus 16,584. So let me just write them in their columns first. So we have 32,326 and we are adding 16,584. So again, we start with the ones and we continue like that. 6 ones plus 4 ones, that gives us 10. So we have no ones, but we have 1 10. So I am going to place the 1 there in the tens column. Then we have 2 tens plus 8 tens. That is 100. But when we add the 110, that actually gives us 110. So we have 110 and we have 100. Then we have 300 plus 500s. So 300s plus 500s, that gives us 800s. And then we are going to add with that 100 that is there, that gives us 900s. We move on to the thousands. We have 2,000s plus 6,000s, and that gives us 8,000s. And we have 30,000 with 10,000, and that will give us a 40,000, giving us a final answer of 48,910. Let's do some subtraction using our columns. So we have 494 and we are going to minus 672. Again, we are going to work with the columns. So now we have 9 ones minus 2 ones, that gives us 7 ones. We have 4 tens minus 7 tens. Now we cannot take out 7 tens from 4 tens. So what do? We go to the next column and we go and we take 100 in the next column. If I take 100 there, I am leaving that column with 800. But now I have 100 here and 4 tens. So if I have 140 and I am subtracting 7 tens, that is going to leave us with 7 tens. And then when we go over to the hundreds, we have 800s minus 600s. Our answer there is going to be 200s, giving us a final answer of 277. This next one is 37,832 and we are minusing 10,638. Let's start with the ones. We have 2 ones minus 8 ones. We cannot. So we are going to go to the next column and take a 10. Now we have 12 minus 8 ones, that is going to give us 4. Then we have 2 tens minus 3 tens. Again, we cannot take, or 2 tens doesn't have enough for us to take 3 tens. So we are going to go to the next column and we are just going to take hundreds from there. So now we have 120 minus 3 tens. That is going to give us a 90. Then we have 700s minus 600s, that leaves us with 100. We have 7,000 minus 0,000s, that still gives us 7,000s. And then we have a 30,000 minus a 10,000, that gives us a 20,000. Our final answer there is 27,194. Our next one is a multiplication, where we are going to say 732 multiplied by 4. So remember, we need to multiply with the place values. So we are going to say, what is 2 ones multiplied by 4? That will give us an 8. So that is 8 ones. And then we have 30 multiplied by 4. That is 120. So that means we have 100 and we have 2 tens. Then we have 700 multiplied by 4. That gives us 2,800. But when we add the 100 there, that is 2,900. So that is 9 for the hundreds, and then we have 2 for the thousands. So our final answer there is going to be 2,928. Let's quickly go to an ad break and then we'll see you just now.